Hey y'all, welcome to my channels. Everybody's got a story and WinLake Real Estate. Just giving a brief background on how my real estate career got started, why it's been so difficult for me to build my career up, and I hope that you all subscribe to both of my channels and stay tuned for the next videos. Hi WinLakers, welcome to the channel. I want to talk to you a little bit about my real estate background, how I got into it, what has happened since I first got my first license, things of that nature. You know, sometimes you may look into a person's background and you may get confused about certain things pertaining to their background, and it's good for the person to give clarification to the background, right? So I first went for my real estate license when I lived in the state of Nevada. It was hard, but I realized that that's where I wanted to be because I have this deep passion for homes, or for the architectural details of homes. I love renovating homes. I love making homes pretty. I love the whole, tearing down and building back up, and I love the whole staging. I love it, right? So when I lived in the state of Nevada, I bought 2 homes, right? The first home I bought in 2012 with a former partner, and that house completely renovated it, right? Everything was my idea, everything was my concept, right? And I completely transformed that home, down to the paint, down to the stencils on the wall that I hand painted, down to a lot of things, right? Which I have these pictures, and I also have the video up on this channel. So if you're interested in seeing any of that, you can always go back and look at the homes. The title will literally say, my first home I renovated, the second home I renovated. So you can check that out. So I started my real estate career basically there without having my license yet. It was just always a dream of mine to be able to transform a home. Now, I've always decorated homes, right? But those were homes that I rented, right? But anytime anyone would come to my home, they would immediately say, I just feel so welcome. I just feel so cozy. I just feel like, I could just curl up on the couch and not leave. It's just so inviting here, right? I do believe that has a lot to do with how I decorated it, but also just me, right? My persona. I am a very warm and welcoming person. And so I got my real estate license in the state of Nevada after several tries. And I proceeded to start my real estate career. As soon as I was about to really go hard, my relationship crumbled, right? And it was a lot of turmoil. It was a lot of chaos. It was a lot of destruction. It was horrible, okay? Needless to say, my career had to get put on hold because of it, right? So after the breakup was over, after the separation of moving to different residences happened, in which I had my kids with me full time, all of that, I delved back into real estate again, right? But I also had an online business, Honey Child's Candles. So I'm doing my online business, or I continued doing my online business. I just transferred it from one residence to the next while I'm doing my real estate, in which my real estate started getting a little hectic, right? It was picking up. So I had to hire a nanny for my kids, which I did. And I even have video online on my other YouTube channel talking to my kids about how was the babysitter, was everything okay? So while I'm working from home, tending to my kids, because I took care of my kids also on a full-time basis. So taking care of my kids on a full-time basis, doing my real estate career, also doing my online candle business while having the help of a nanny, while also going back and forth through this whole court situation with custody over the kids and, you know, properly separating or properly divorcing. It was a civil union agreement though, it wasn't a marriage license. So I didn't know what all the hoopla was about, like dismantling it. But anyway, it took a while for it to happen, right? And it officially was dismantled April of 2021 is when it was officially dismantled. But anyway, so going back and forth with the former spouse over, you know, just properly co-parenting with the kids, things got even uglier, right? The ex didn't want to break up. The ex did everything, you know, to make my life a living hell, to try to ruin my career, to try to make things so hard for me because I no longer wanted to be in a relationship, and even threatened me saying, I'm going to take the babies. I'm going to take the babies, right? To which my kids are still being hidden to this day, right? So, by the former spouse, yes. So my real estate career had to get put on pause because of things that were happening with my baby girl Winter and the ex's family and just the ex overall, right? What really made everything break down was the poisoning of my daughter Winter by the hands of the ex-in-laws. That was really it for me. So I could never really get my real estate career going the way I wanted to because there were so many interruptions, so many distractions, but it was all from the former relationship, right? It got to a point where I was being harassed so much that I decided to move next door. I decided just to completely leave the state of Nevada, and I came next door to the state of California. And I was told by a former peer that I could transfer my real estate license from Nevada to California. So I'm thinking this in my head, right, the whole time. So I thought, okay, well, I'll just go next door with my kids. I'll transfer my license and all this stuff, right? But when I got to California, I found out that that wasn't the case. I couldn't just transfer my license, and that I was going to have to go to school all over again, and I was going to have to take the, you know, the state tests all over again and all of that, right? So it took me a while to build all of that back up, all of that while still fighting in court over the custody of my kids, and everything was just a disaster, right? And then one day I was told by the courts that, you know, we had to amicably co-parent and all of that, which that's all I ever wanted to do. I handed my kids over to the ex November 20th of 2020, and it's been hell ever since. It's just been hell. And then eventually disappearance with my kids, just completely disappeared with my kids. And I'm not going to get into the whole story of that because it is long, but a lot of the evidence and information is on my YouTube channel. Everybody's Got a Story, All Baddies Got a Story, and I believe the link is linked to this YouTube channel if you wanted to check that out. But long story short, I went through a lot of obstacles, a lot of hurdles while trying to find my kids. I went through a lot of, it was a journey for sure. It was a lot of abuse along the way, not just by, you know, the former ex and the ex's family, but also by other families, also by bosses, you know, employers, right? I've been through a lot, and I documented a lot as well. But long story short, I was able to go back to Realty school and pass my classes again, and I was able to get my license, and finally stepping back into my real estate career after so long of, you know, of a fight to get here. So I'm here now, and and like I said, if you want to see any of my past story of how I got to where I got to, you can definitely check it out on my YouTube channel. Everybody's got a story. All baddies got a story. And some of the videos will definitely brief you. You still may not be able to put it all together, but something tells me I'm gonna have to like do an interview or something to even break it all down for you. So everything that I have gone through, everything that I have done thus far, I've done it all for my kids, Winter and Laker. I've done it all to get back into real estate. Like, it was so bad, you guys, that it got to a point where I was like, well, am I supposed to be doing real estate? Is that where I'm supposed to be? Maybe I'm not supposed to be there, or, you know, and then I had to think about it again, and I'm like, but I love homes, and like, it's a passion of mine, like a real deep passion, you know? And a lot of my experience came from, just in regards to like decorating and renovating and stuff, a lot of that came from my personal experience, from decorating as a renter to renovating as a first-time home buyer to buying my second home and actually having it built from the ground up, in which I was a part of every aspect of the process. You know, when I met the home, it was literally on twigs. You know what I mean? Like, it was on twigs, and I had to maneuver through the property with a hard hat on because anything was able to fall on you at any time, right? And I'm maneuvering through this whole process with this big belly carrying my twins. And so it was a process, you know, but it was so exciting. It was so invigorating. I loved every step of the process. You know, I loved picking out all the materials that went into the home. I just enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Well, what do you want? Do you want this here? Or do you want this window here? Or how do you feel about this here? Do you want anything blocking this? Or you know? And I really felt like a realtor, you know what I mean? Because I didn't have my license at that time. I got my license after I had my babies. And so, yeah, so a lot of my renovation and design and all of that came from my personal experiences with the purchases of my home. So I have experiences with purchasing homes, buying homes, right? I have experience with selling homes. They were just my personal homes, right? Because I could never fully get, I mean, I've done open houses and, you know, I've dealt with clients and things of that nature, but every time I got ready to really go hard in my real estate career, it was always something from the past. It was always the ex and the ex issues and the issues with the ex and court and all these things that were distractions that were trying to deter me, that were trying to dim my light, that were trying to stop me from fulfilling my destiny. There are so many hurdles and obstacles people can put in your way to try to stop you from fulfilling your destiny. And people do it for whatever their reason. They don't want you to reach the heights without them, right? They don't want you to go somewhere without them. They don't want you to do something amazing without them. So they try everything in their power to tear you down, whether that's, you know, hiding your kids from you, you know, in hopes that it breaks you down so much till you go crazy and lose your mind so that you can't focus enough to be able to move forward. And I ended up going to double school, y'all. I didn't just go to real estate school a second time in California. Well, the first time was in Nevada, but what I'm saying is I didn't just go to real estate school. I also went to the Los Angeles Film School. I was in double school. So I was in the Los Angeles Film School getting my music production degree at the same time in real estate school to get my second real estate license in the state of California. And I ended up graduating both of them around the same month. Now, if that's not focus for that ass, I don't know what you would call it, you know? And a person would say, how in the hell were you able to focus and do all of that? How were you able to go to one school, let alone two, while you have all of this on your head with regards to the ex and hiding of the kids? And And all I can tell you guys is that it has been a journey. It is still a journey. I'm still fighting. I'm still looking for my kids. My kids are still being hidden from me. You know what I mean? I've just started, rejuvenating my real estate career and, getting my feet off the ground with it again. And it really feels good because I'm doing what I love, which is dealing with homes and dealing with people. I always say I love people. I really do. And in business, dealing with people is like a piece of cake, piece of pie to me, right? So it's been hard, and I just ask for your patience with me. I know that there are a lot of realtors out there that you can choose. There are a lot of different companies that you can go to. I know that some people may have rapport with realtors that they've used in the past, but I really do have a passion for this. I really have a passion for homes, and I really feel like every home has its own personality, and it's something that I love. That's what I love so much about the homes in California too. It's that the majority of them seem to have their own personality. They all have a story. Everybody's got a story. Like my other YouTube channel, it used to be titled Everybody's Got a Story, but for some reason it could never be found in the algorithm, and I felt like somebody was like stealing my stuff. So I changed it to Everybody's Got a Story, so that I could hopefully be found in the algorithm. But anyway, I just ask for your patience. I ask that you give me a chance. Give me a chance. I won't disappoint you. I will put all my heart and soul into making sure I find you the perfect property. I will make sure to ask all the right questions. Basically, I will treat you how I would want to be treated in the process of home buying or home selling, or even buying land, right? Buying land is actually a big deal. I feel like buying land right now is more of a big deal than actually buying homes. But, not everybody is ready for land. But then there are some that are ready for land. Like, I would love to talk to potential clients about potentially purchasing land and what they can do with it as far as tiny homes or building their own homes. Some people purchase land just so that they can put an RV on it in the meantime while they're saving. People do that too, so that they don't have a mortgage or anything like that, but they can just work and save, and then when they're ready, they can go ahead and build that dream home on their land, But then there are some people that just would prefer to just buy a home that's already put together, and that's fine too. I wouldn't suggest that first-time home buyers buy land, but if you're a first-time home buyer that's feeling frisky, or if you're just a first-time home buyer like me who's just curious and up for it, almost anything when it comes to what you can do creatively with a home, then I'd say go for it. The sky's the limit, right? So again, my name is Shanda Armstrong, your local realtor in Southern California with WinLakerealestate at gmail.com, partnered with TruLine Realty. You can find all of my information on this channel. You can also find more information if you click the links in my profile. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. My phone number is there, my email address is there, and I will be more than happy to assist you. Have a wonderful day, WinLakers, and I will see you in the next video.